Welcome to Novel Voices, where every word comes to life. We bring you unique and captivating stories in video-audio format, so you can experience the world of literature like never before. From romance to mystery, drama to fantasy, our channel has it all. So sit back, relax, and let us take you on a journey. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest uploads. Now, without further ado, enjoy the video.
The most powerful characters in the world are obsessed with me. Chapter 0. Imperial Palace of the Frederick Empire's Training Ground. The knights there held their breath before the presence of the young man in front of them. The young man, even at a glance without a doubt, is a handsome man with round eyes. However, even though there was no wind, his silver hair fluttering freely in the air made them feel something strange. His sea-colored eyes were blazing with rage. The knights took a step backward, pointing their swords at the young man. Their eyes were filled with dismay. "We're in trouble." It was a major accident that happened unexpectedly. In this world, there is a being called the transcendent. Each of the 4 Duke families produces one person from each generation, who excels in all aspects and has a special ability because of enormous mana. But they also had weaknesses. That is, the more power gained through the magic blooming, the more corrupted their soul becomes, and the more out of control they will be. There is no way to get them back to normal. They just have to wait for another transcendent to show up and help. Soon, the Empire's #1 transcendent, the Emperor, Alexandro Duncan Michelio II, will come to defeat the young man. They just have to hold out until then. But will we be able to hold out? He's about to swallow up the whole place. Sweat soaked the knights' backs. Then, "Oh my goodness! Brother!" The voice of a girl who did not match the seriousness of the situation at all resounded in the training hall. The knights looked back in surprise. A girl with gray hair and eyes of the same color as the young man comes approaching with quick steps. The knights were so startled that they could not even think of stopping her. Before they knew it, the girl went right in front of the young man and squeezed his cheek with both of her hands. Didn't I already told you? Do not overdo it. Don't." Something more surprising happened then. The young man's presence, who was about to break everything around him, began to fade away. The blue glistening eye also gradually faded away, leaving behind a small afterimage. Slowly, the light returned to his eyes. He spoke gloomily, holding the girl's hand on his cheek. "I'm sorry, Dalia. It has never been seen before that a transcendent who went berserk regains his reason by someone else." At the incredible sight created by the girl called Dalia, the knights could not shut their mouths. Dalia, who had completely calmed her brother, sighed. "What is all this about?" The emperor, who appeared belatedly, appeared with a bouquet instead of a weapon to stop her brother. "This is a gift from my heart. I don't need it." Then the emperor became sullen and went back. Everyone's not doing their jobs. Then, a man stood in the way of Dalia again. Tall with a firm chest. A handsome man with dark curly hair and brown skin. It was Meldon Artus, from the house of Artus, one of the 4 dukedom of Frederick, who is also another transcendent of this empire. Meldon pushed her against the wall and said with affection, "My lady. I think it's time to decide." What decision?" "That's..." Then someone roughly grabbed Meldon's shoulder and separated Dalia from him. "If not with me, then who else would you go to the ball with, Miss Dalia?" It was a blonde with blue eyes knight with a physique like a huge mountain, wearing cloak and armor. He is from the Duke of Blueport family, Lewayne Blueport. Of course he is another transcendent. Dalia sighed heavily. She's been sighing more these days. I'm not going with you too. Then the two looked at the Dalia with hurt expressions. Then, is it with Sir Cedric again? Meldon said with a blatant dislike. Cedric is the second prince of the Empire and the successor to the Emperor. Dalia shook her head. No. Then who is it? Lewayne asked with a tearful look. Dalia raised her chin up. And said proudly. I'm going with Adrisha this time. What? Both replied in an absurd voice. Dalia. Then, at the end of the hall, a woman ran towards Dalia with a happy expression. She hugged Dalia and looked at the other two warily. This time Dalia decided to come with me. She doesn't need anyone else. Adrisha Beniter, the protagonist of the game that Dalia reincarnated to the Labyrinth of Ouroboros. The original work was obviously a devastated story in which she was subjected to the excessive love and obsession of these crazy transcendentals. It's fortunate that Adrisha didn't suffer with such a thing. Dalia pondered on how things had become like this.
Thank you for listening to Novel Voices, where we bring stories to life through video and audio. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new release. And as always, feel free to leave your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. Until next time, keep listening and keep imagining.